Tapping the mic, taking some notes here on the shoulder tapping. Mick, it's Friday. We're not at Bonavino right now. You're in the office. I'm in my cavernous front porch office, back porch, actually. But we're going to do this. We got some traders to discuss. We're with risk manager Mick. How's your Friday going?
Hey, it's going well. Nice day, busy day, like most of them are. We've got a nice range expansion to the downside in the NASDAQ, which always brings some fireworks. We got some people that have, ridden out some winning trades, but also a lot of people, that probably got caught off guard by this, the range of today and the trend down. So we've got some big P&Ls. We've got a lot of people that, we're trying to pick bottoms and whatnot, which is kind of, something that you typically see on a true range day like we've had in the NASDAQ today. So I've got shout outs for a couple people. Shorin up $7,200 today. Brian P., someone we featured Wednesday when I was on last, he's up $9,000 today. He's the guy who had an $18,000 Tuesday to bring his account balance above 70,000. Had a couple daily loss limit days between then and today, but he's right back around the $70,000 mark. Excuse me. So all in all, it's been a really good week for our funded traders, live traders specifically. They're up a good amount of money this week, so really happy to share that. And I know I wouldn't say we're giving any back today. It's just been kind of a mixed board with a few people that got the big P&Ls, a number of people that have smaller red numbers on the board. Speaking of red, I know Dakota got mentioned earlier this week. As he gets mentioned every single day. He was on earlier today. He's down 9,000 today, but still has a very, very healthy account balance that's just slightly under $250,000. I was talking to Danielle yesterday, Jack, about getting him to take a payout. I think we've been trying to get him to take a payout for a while, and he wants to grow the account to something. I finally got somewhere. Danielle, if you're listening, I talked to Dakota this morning. He's going to keep an account balance maintenance level of $250,000, and then for any profits over the $250,000, he is going to take 50% of that and pay himself. As far as frequency goes, he's going to treat it like a regular job, and I like this regular payouts. Every 2 weeks, he's going to be taking a payout that's 50, whatever is above 250,000, the $250,000 mark. He's going to take 50%. So really happy about that. I bring it up because we always talk about how payouts are very important. And if you're trading here, you want to pay yourself. There's a lot of people that think about hitting big round numbers, Jack. But we're here to not only speculate and get gratification out of being correct in the markets, but getting paid for that. And that means taking money out of your trading account. But a $250,000 maintenance level for Dakota with the position size he has, and for that expanded daily loss limit, I think 250 is a good mark for maintenance. And hopefully, he just keeps growing and being able to pull some money out of that. So, another reason I brought it up is because Brian P., one of our other live traders who did go over 70,000, I just mentioned he's up $9,000 today. Earlier this week, we talked to him. We're like, take a payout. He said he wanted to chase Dakota. As far as account balance goes, I want to make sure that he takes a little bit of that money too. And we talked about it on Wednesday. This is more of a follow-up. You shouldn't be, sizing yourself up or competing with other traders. You compete with them in the open auction process in the marketplace, not as far as account balance goes and doing what other people are doing. Make your own decisions on what's best for you.
Yeah, I see a great question in chat, by the way, about this. Can't ask, what is the max payout? If he ran up to 2 mil, could he pull out 1 mil? I mean, sure, why not? He's in the live market,
There is no max payout. Yeah,
there
there's
is
no
no
max
max.
payout.
That's for his
No max, yeah.
counterparties to worry about. Yeah.
And if anybody does run it up to 2 million, Dakota could be the first person that does that. You definitely want to pay yourself. I mean, that's, can be life-changing money. And I know of other clearing firms and risk managers out there, back when there was the trading floor, people had windfall profit days. You do get a phone call from the risk manager or your clearing firm and say, take that money out of your trading account. It's no longer risk capital. So I know of at least one occasion where someone had a 7-figure winning day. They said, take that money out. Don't risk it. And I know that the guy paid off the rest of his house with it. So
Very nice. Quick update before, I don't know if you have anything else before we go to the cards, but just wanted to say that Hogue indeed for now did call the bottom in the NQ and ES. We've bounced about 80 points. We're kind of grinding a little bit higher here. Low at, I got it about 18,240 or thereabouts. And now we're a bunch of 5 minute candles green in a row. We will see how that closes out later in the show. But Mick, for now, let's talk some cards.
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's pull up Timothy. I got nothing but shout outs here today, Jack. And I know if we have time after going through the 2 cards that we're going to do today, we'd love to field some more questions in chat. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask Jack or I, drop those in the chat. Hopefully someone can set aside some good questions for us that we can pick up on after we talk about one of the traders we transferred to XF from XFA to Live. So with that, we've got Timothy here. I really like how Timothy manages his account on a daily basis, Jack. These metrics that I've got up here for him are very good. Net P&L, it's a small 303 bucks a day. That was over the course of 35 days. He's in an XFA. We have not called him up from XFA to Live, despite good, consistent profitability. The main reason for that is he's good at paying himself a little too good, where he's maintaining such a low account balance that if there were a couple back-to-back losing days, if we transferred him to a Live account, that account would be closed. We don't want to do that. But everything's really good here. Trading the NASDAQ, they've got 69% winning days. And these are the daily metrics that I really liked a lot. Best day, $4,091. Worst day, $1,014. The best day he's put up is 4 times the size of his worst day. The average winning day and average losing day are consistent at 1-to-1. These are metrics that I want everybody to digest. Your average losing day or your worst losing day, it's not the case here. The worst day is bigger than the average winning day of just about $800. But over 35 days, what I like to see is these averages of, being right in line with each other. And considering that he's putting up, 19% more winning days than losing days, this is a recipe for success. And that's what we're seeing here. On a trade by trade basis, risk rewards 1-to-1, there's always room for improvement on your risk reward. It is nice to see 67% winning trades over that many days in the account, 35 days. So, it's working right now. Could maybe be a little bit better. There's always areas to improve. But overall, I really like this, and that's why this card is up. They're selective. They're only taking 1 trade per day consistently, like no deviations from that. And they're only trading 1 to 2 contracts. So I think that Timothy is in the right account size, the 50K with that $1,000 daily loss limit. They don't need to be in a bigger one, risking more money that could jeopardize these metrics that I'm saying I like so much. And, I like that they're trading in their comfort zone. Don't have to be trading big to be consistently profitable or profitable. And, it's always good when you see someone trading smaller than they can. I like that. And then, shout out on the hold times for Timothy too. With these 1 to 2 contracts that they're trading, they're sticking it out for 3 hours in the market. So definitely someone who's looking to catch a good trade entry, catch a piece of the trend for the day, and stick to their guns, as they say, and ride out a trade. So all in all, I really like this.
Yeah, when you say about, 1 trade per day, I'm looking at the report right now. It is literally 1 trade per day, 35 days. Oh no, I see something something overcame Timothy on May 21st and he took 2 trades. But besides
2
that,
trades.
2 trades. I'm looking through this.
Yes.
35 days, 36 trades, all of them for either 1 or 2 lots. Actually, yeah, well, the 6 is from the day where he had 2. That must have been a saucy day for Timothy. But that's really great. As you mentioned, he has taken close to 9K in payouts. And if you're looking to have the account go on for a long time, it's probably a little bit aggressive, but I definitely prefer that locking it in and he is trading smaller and kind of managing it to the, you know, a, a lot of Dakotas out there. I'd rather see you taking out too much and that's how you lose your account rather than running it up and running it down because you're trying to get a sort of unrealistic rate of return on your capital there. It takes a lot of risk, as I mentioned. There's no way to quadruple something and quadruple it again without taking some serious risk. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Timothy's doing great.
Yeah, yeah, we like it, and I like what you had added there. All right, let's another shout out, Hassan. Oh, they did it! I love it. Nottingham, UK. That is the Sherwood Forest that you're looking at right there. For all
Ooh.
of you Robin Hood fans, Jack, I think wasn't there a Sublime album that was called Robin the Hood? Um, Well,
Sounds right.
Hassan here is certainly the sheriff of Nottingham, and I wouldn't say evil. He's done really well in his XFA. He got called up to live this week. He hit the $50,000 cap in the XFAs. For everybody out there watching, if you didn't know about it, there's a $50,000 cap. It's not a lower value. It's a $50,000 cap in the XFA per account. So if you have 3 XFAs, now 5 XFAs, 50,000 cap in each one of those. Hassan hit the cap. We moved him over. All his stuff looks really, really good here. It wasn't so much even the cap that had us transfer him to live. It's these metrics, which are just really good. Average daily P&L, $2,200. And Jack, I'd say that this trader, more so than being like a big swinger, which I've used that term a lot here, I feel like just, has a big risk appetite is kind of a better fit here as opposed to big swinging. Because the metrics speak for themselves. We've got 63% winning days. Best day is almost $19,000. Worst day, $3,500. The average winning day is $2,000 more than the average losing day, being at $5,300 for the average winning day, and average losing day is just daily loss limit. But they're not someone, I think, where I've categorized these big traders as big swingers. They're not someone that's more so than not hitting the daily loss limit because they're right more than half the time. A lot of times we'll see the pop-a shot where someone makes windfall profits, and then over the next 10 days they go daily loss limit, daily loss limit, daily loss limit, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So good stuff here. 58% winning trades, not super great, and the risk reward isn't super great there. But as they're stringing together these winning trades, excuse me.
Oh no, Mick.
I'm dying here. I'm dying here.
Not live on TV. It wasn't meant to be this way.
No, but I can't kick it. I think there might be more coughs. Sorry, everybody. Just being a human over here.
It's okay. While you're attending to your respiratory needs, um, yeah, I'll just point out, like, I'm looking through Hassan's report right now. Definitely swinging pretty big. He's a member of the a club we see a lot here, the Club DLL as a stop loss limit. I don't see initially. Yep, all of the losing days are that 3K plus slippage, but as mentioned, with the 50 or 63% winning days, the winning days I see in here are above that. I see a lot of 5, 6K winners and have the one big day of 18 grand. Mick, are you feeling healthy and
I'll
vital
try.
right now? Okay,
Knock on some particle wood here.
I got it.
Yeah. So, some stuff I see here that I really like, Jack. Now that I'm back to breathing normally, is scaling in. The number of trades per day that we have here. They're a little less than 12 trades per day. It's really more the way the metrics read, it's 12 trades per day, but they're certainly scaling in one contract at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's more like one trade per day. So I like that for a number of reasons that we always talk about, but adding to winners as it's working for you. I think an area for improvement for Hassan, the sheriff of Nottingham, is that maybe when it comes to scaling, there's an opportunity there to limit the days that they're hitting the daily loss limit, because if you're going to scale into size up to 12 contracts, I think is what the max that they've had on. If you get 3-4 contracts, maybe, if you're scaling in as it's going against you, we don't have any rules about dollar cost averaging here. Maybe don't slap on the other additional contracts if it goes past a threshold or something like that. Because if you're cannonballing or scaling in as the market's going against you, you're just adding to the leverage when you're not getting the confirmation from the market that you have picked the right direction, up or down, for it to go. So I like the scaling in here on the additions to the winners when you're getting validation and confirmation from Mr. Market saying, hey, you're right, add to it, press a little bit. But I think there's an opportunity to lighten up or even peel off some of that size as the market's going against Hassan. It's kind of my take on it there.
Yeah, I think so too. But taking a pretty penny in payouts, it looks like I'm seeing what
Yeah,
$21,300. That ain't nothing.
21,000. No, they got a lot to show for it, and they're going to start with a nice beefy account balance in the live account. So they keep this up, they'll be sitting pretty. But I do want to see risk reward improve a little bit here on a per contract basis. But again, I think they have it just like Timothy had his average winning day and average losing day very, very closely in line. He has to be conscious of that. I think Hassan has got his per contract risk reward on a per trade basis in line. So he's keeping it right at that, 1-to-1, which is very, very good. Maybe we can maximize that a little bit. But like you said, the payout's 21 grand. Like I mentioned, Dakota was going to be treating it as a real job, taking payouts above the $250,000 mark for his account balance maintenance level. It seems like that's what Hassan's doing too. Regular payouts, biweekly payouts. So I like that a lot. I really like the payouts a lot. I always found for myself taking payouts regularly, whether they were really small or, good payouts, it helped me with my money management because, paying yourself when you're doing this full time as a job, your primary source of income, you need to be bringing something in. And that's an added layer of something to be conscious of and aware of. All right, I'm up on Friday a little bit here. I see this trade. Maybe I take it. Maybe I don't take it. It's a marginal trade. Maybe I'll just leave it and not risk the money, because if I risk that money, I might not be taking a payout. So it adds an additional business layer to the trading. At least it did for me. So I'd
I
like
think so
people to
too.
think about that a little bit.
Yeah, when I started, we were able to take out monthly, and then it was just like twice a year at a later point. I wish I had taken more out at the time. We just got like a couple
That's a
minutes
pretty
here,
tight
Mick.
restriction.
Yeah, they wanted they wanted to cover their butts in case you know
Yeah, I get
the
that.
kind of way we were trading. It was like even if you're making money now, there was always the possibility of that big blowout thing that I heard stories of a couple people who left after I did who took that to the logical conclusion, so to speak, overnight one night. So that's the
Did
way
you
it
guys get a
works.
draw at all? Did you get a draw?
Explain.
Like just somewhat of like a salary, and then
Oh yeah, we were salaried, and when they went to twice a year, they gave us a bigger salary. Like, still not. It was still, you made your money via what you were withdrawing from your account, but
Mhm.
yeah, we got paid a little bit. Were you just straight commission, straight profits?
No, there's a little draw,
Yeah,
enough to
I
get you
think when
by
I
and give you ramen noodles if you have bad buy your ramen noodles if you got a couple bad months.
when I started as a clerk, like the base salary was I think like 40K a year, and this wasn't like in the 90s or something. This was like in 2009, and that was the
Mhm.
work, like 14 hours a day overnight. So yes, you were very dependent on your bonus for all that, which you paid yourself. So that's all good fun. Well, we're about at the end here, Mick. Thanks for sharing the cards. We're going to take a quick break. First, have a nice weekend, Mick.
You too.
Congrats
Thanks.
to those that we talked about. We'll be back right after this break with a little group coaching with JD and Hogue. So stick around, and we will be back just after this.